Hello.
Hello,
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. How do you pronounce your name?
Taishia.
Taishia. Okay. What's up,
Yeah.
Taishia? What you want to
I
talk
just
about?
go by Ty.
Okay, Ty. What you want to talk about, Ty?
So I just have a question on the definition of what are we saying protection? So like what is are we talking about physical protection? Are we talking about emotional protection? Are we talking about um protection of integrity? So that's the key. What's the definition of protection? And then I'll know how to respond.
That is a great question, Ty. I haven't really this is my backup page. I have a really big main page, but when black women talk about wanting this leader and provider and protector, I
Hmm.
haven't. I honestly haven't heard anyone actually, elaborate on what like being this protector means. Like you said, is it a physical protector? Is it emotional protector? Is it for integrity? So I honestly do not have an
So I
answer
don't
to that.
think.
Ty, you as a black woman, I think you would have an answer to that before I do.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So when so when we speak of a topic, we have to be certain that we're defining um and that's where I think the miscommunication is coming from. So, like for me, I'm married. I've been married
Mm-hmm.
25 years. So I'm 43. I got two sons, 24, 21.
Mm-hmm.
So what so from my perspective, what I see in our community is that not the protection as physical.
Mm-hmm.
I think black women are protected physically by black men. I haven't experienced it. I haven't seen in my circle of friends and growing up in different areas, growing up in St. Louis, growing up in Mississippi, I haven't experienced, or even now I'm in Charlotte, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't experienced a lack of physical protection from
Mm-hmm.
black men. If say for example, if I can remember this one instance, I was in Walmart here in Charlotte, and I was unaware of the things that was happening in Missouri at some college. It was something going on in Missouri at some college, some racial stuff. So I was in the store and I was bent down looking for some vitamins or something. This white man come older white man come up behind me, let me say a napkin, older napkin man came up beside me, and he was just standing there, and I didn't know he was behind me. I didn't know what he was doing. So he said, you all think you run everything, this ain't Missouri or whatever. And I was like, what? So he was trying to run me over with the cart. And so a black gentleman said, "What's the problem?" And then I was like, "I am so confused." And then he explained to me what's going. He was like, "It's stuff going on in Missouri." And so I think he's upset about that because the black people are getting rid of a white coach or something like that. And so I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh," he was like, he was trying to hit you with the cart. I was like, I had no idea what he was doing. I said, I didn't even know I was in his way. He could have said, "Excuse me." So that's just a small example. I don't think that the protection is a physical protection. Now I will say that me as a black woman growing up in the 80s and the 90s, um, I have seen that black women are more we are more prone to have men come at us in a derogatory manner, and we're not protected from that. I knew that when I was a little girl, I was in the classroom with other, with other kids. Little boys would touch me on my booty all the time. It was an unsaid thing that you just knew in your community. As a young black girl, you were going to get touched. You understood in our community as a young black girl that you may have an uncle who is a creeper and he's going to touch you. You understood that. Now that didn't happen to me, but it happened to a lot of my cousins. Um, that the black men in our family would touch us, and we weren't protected from that. It was understood that as a black girl, that men would say, if you're walking down the street, men would make derogatory remarks. But in our culture, if you as a black woman came back um as unaccepting of that remark, then you were stuck up, or you wasn't a round the way chick, or you thought you was better. So and then we see that happen. We see that continue to happen to the generation after me. We ourselves call ourselves um bees. We say I'm the baddest bitch. I am that hoe. I am that chick. We have become, more acceptance of we have become more accepting of the derogatory treatment of ourselves, because it's just been happening so long. And even when we speak up about it, then we're attacked. I will say that I think that we as black women have an accountability to that part as well. I listen to country music, I listen to R&B, and when I listen to country music, those artists don't speak of women in the way that they speak of it in R&B. I like that song by I can't think of his name right off, but the song is called "I'm a Take." She's a take back, take home girl, and he was like, "She's a take home girl, and you will never see her lipstick on anybody's pillow because she's a take back, take home girl." And so, and then, you listen to the song, "You Are Beautiful in Every Single Way." That's how white women, napkin women, are portrayed in big stream. And then that trickles down to culture, to the regular folks. So I'm saying, I think that as far as the physical protection, as far as a black man standing up and saying, no, wait a minute, sister, you got a problem. Is he doing something? I mean, man, don't, I've seen black men where, he see another brother arguing with a sister and act like he gonna hit her. Dude, don't hit, you finna hit this woman right now in public. So I don't think it's a matter of that being protected. I think it's a matter of being protected, and this has been generations. This has been, and I think you are younger than me, but I think
Yeah.
this has been generations of this happening, that you as a young man don't even know where it's coming from, because you're born into it, and it's regular for a black woman to be called a bitch. It's nothing wrong for a black woman to be called a bitch. That bitch bad. That bitch this. And so it's just become, we ourselves, it's just become regular for us to be degraded, that we're comfortable in it. And black men are comfortable in it, and we're comfortable in it. And I think that's where the lack of, what I would say protection is. Sorry for taking up the whole live. I apologize.
Okay. I'll rebuttal, and then I'll quest for peace. Thank you for waiting patiently. I'll make sure you get in here as well. Yeah. So I'm a year older than your oldest son, and if you want to say that, um I mean, hip hop rap is the biggest genre of music in the world. Um, and yeah, I may be 25, but like, I've heard some of the music Tupac and Biggie and some of these other rappers used to make back in the day, and how they were referring to women and things of nature. But I don't think it's fair to um let a musician, let an artist be indicative of. I know you're not saying they're indicative of all black men, because nobody's a monolith, but I also don't think it's fair to even try to insinuate that they're indicative of uh black men in general. You talk about having the uncle or the family member. That's in every ethnicity, that's in every nationality. Like, there's white girls that have a weird uncle. There's white girls that have weird men in their family that have done and do certain things to women. You talk about being touched on when you were little by, like, boys in school. Like, we're not gonna get into it, but boys have also been touched on by black women in school as well, unauthorized. So, I'm not trying to like sound like I'm trying to be tit for tat, but it's just respectfully, I don't think those are good. I don't think those are good points. I don't think those are good points to make. And every day on this internet, I don't believe there's a gender war going on. There's no gender war going on between black men and black women. Like, again, in 2021, first of all, black women are the least married and the highest divorce, and right after them is black men. In as recent as 2021, of the black men that were married, 85% of them were married to black women. Of the black women that were married, 93% of them were married, or yeah, 93% of them were married to black men. Black men and black women are still dating each other. They're still marrying each other for the ones that do get married, and they're still procreating with each other. But you have these people that have, for whatever reason, whether they're letting one negative experience, be indicative of how they view black men or black women, or whether they've had all bad experiences. But, like, you know, there's been a lot of black women saying that, another thing that one very popular thing they've been saying is that black women get unalived by a black man every 4.5 hours. That's not true. Um, and they've just been trying to say that they don't feel protected by black men and this, that, and the third. Like, these are black women that have black fathers and black brothers and black uncles and black grandfathers that are saying stuff like this. So if all these other men, if all these races and ethnicities and nationalities of other men are so loving, caring, and protective of y'all, then why aren't y'all getting married to them? Why aren't they marrying y'all? It's just like I said, the math is just not mathing. The math is just not mathing at the end of the day. It's just not making sense. Like, I was just talking to my friend earlier, and she said that's why I even came on. She said in my personal experience, it's been non-black men that, for men that don't really personally know me. She said that I felt more protected by non-black men, and I don't get it. Um, is there I'm gonna keep you up here, Ty, but is there anything you want to say to that before I let Quest for Peace speak?
Well, I just think that everyone is going to have a different opinion because of, again, like you said, you're a year older than my son, so you come into your experience here in this world and in anything, and the way you perceive it is definitely going to be different from mine because I got 20 years on you. So I'm my point being is that it's hard to answer that question because it's a general question, but the answer will be subjective because of experiences. So that
Good.
question is a generalization. So we can't, and we're looking at one black woman's experience is going to be different from this black woman's experience and this black woman's experience, and then we're taking it and summing up, this is the way most black women feel. How can you feel that way when 93% of y'all are married to black men? So the problem is that you're the it's a general, generalization. And then when you speak to black women, it the the answer, the theory is going to be based on experience. And so it's always going to be based on perspective, because you just said that your perspective is not, you don't see it that way. And it doesn't, I mean, does that mean that what I've experienced isn't true in my world? Does it mean what I've experienced, or another woman experienced, isn't true for her? So that's what's hard, is because um when you're generalizing, and my background is in psychology.
Hmm.
I've got a bachelor's from Mississippi State in psychology. I have a master's degree from Regent University in Virginia Beach for organizational leadership. So my job was to study people. I still study people as a quality assurance analyst. So I have to study people and why they do the things they do. For me, in research, when you're doing research, the topic is so broad that your sample is going to be based on experience. And then when I look at my black women who've had experience, all of their experience is different. So me particular, if I was a researcher, I wouldn't research this topic because this topic is opinionated. I couldn't find any facts out of this topic. So that's all I'm saying. This topic is going to be based on, and I understand why you did it. I mean, it's for conversation and debate, but it's a great debatable topic because it's based on perspective. That's all.
And lastly, you talk about the whole music thing, because that's, when I've had different conversations, that's another thing that, even women my age and my age range have brought up. Like, at the end of the day, if like, listen, this is the same music that these women, when they go outside on Friday and Saturday night, this is the same music that they singing word for word. This is the same music that they twerking to, that they standing on the bar, standing on the couch, standing on the table, dancing to. Like you said, they use these words to refer to each, and this is nothing. They use these words to refer to each other as them. They
I
refer
said that.
they refer to each other as these words. But
Yes,
when a man refers to them as one of those words,
I
then
said that.
all of a sudden it's a problem. Like
Right.
that's
I
just
agree. I
that's just
agree with
that's just
that.
backwards. And at the end of the day, if any black woman that really cares that much and is that woke, you wouldn't be listening to that music. You wouldn't be
Correct.
supporting that music. Drake the
Correct.
biggest artist, in the world on Drake Land's project. He referring to women as bitches and hoes and all this other stuff.
Correct.
So but Drake the biggest artist in the world. So again, you don't have to, and I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just talking about black women. You don't have to support Future. You don't have to support Drake. You don't have to
Yeah.
support Lil Durk. You don't have to support Young Boy. You don't have to support any of these guys. But this is the guys. This is the music that y'all like. They make the music that y'all like. So if y'all don't like it, then don't
Right.
support it. Don't listen to it.
That's what I'm saying. We become, and the reason why I brought up music is because we, as black people, brown skinned people, our culture is so heavily engraved into entertainment, all the way from back to my daddy time, from the Temptations, all the way, back to my grandmother's time. Um, we are a talented people. Whether you probably don't know Sammy Davis Jr. But that's all the way back when you tap dancing and stuff. So I'm saying that the reason why I brought that up is that our culture is heavily engraved, enticed, and thrive into entertainment. The way we dress, the way we wear our hair is based on how they're doing it in Hollywood, how it looks in Hollywood, how it looks on TV. So that's the reason why I brought that up. And I did agree that we've become so comfortable, even in your lifetime. You came through a time when um, this is already comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in our culture to for women to be calling themselves that and degrading themselves as far as that is concerned. But I brought up music because, but I'm saying, in if you look at different genres of music that are predominantly napkin, then you would see that that's different. And I know, I mean, I can get into the thing where, because I study stuff out. I'm a researcher by heart. So I can get into why that is. I mean, I know the reason why it trickles down the way it does. But just to stay on topic, like you said, I know that black women do that to themselves, and there is a part of accountability on that part for you not to find something wrong with that. But when I look from a 25-year-old perspective, I can understand why, I can understand why my 25-year-old niece would say what she say, because it's the time in which she grew up in.
Yeah, I mean, and in Quest for Peace, I'm gonna let you speak right now. Listen, like you said, Ty, it's a very opinionated thing. But at least on the internet, oh, one second, Ty. No, Texas mommy, you don't need to apologize. You don't need to apologize for anything. Like, there was a ghost watcher. There's always ghost watchers. I'm on my backup page. There's probably ghost watchers in here right now. We were having a good time and someone just reported the lie, Texas mommy. I still got the content. Everything is all good. Don't worry about it. Um all right, Taro. Taro, he's doing it wrong, man. He's doing it wrong. But we'll talk. We'll talk. I'm gonna be doing it later too. No, but Ty, it's just that on this internet, it's like, especially on this platform, a lot of these women just say the same thing. They echo the same sentiments, and I honestly don't even think that they've experienced any of the stuff that they're talking about. They're just saying it because it's something popular to say just amongst black women right now. And like I said, a lot of stuff they be saying don't even be like statistically true. So it's just like they're just saying a bunch of just false things. And I think, I don't know if some of them think because a lot of them are saying it that they just automatically believing it's true, but it's just coming across very ignorant. But you can stay up here, Ty. I want to give Quest for Peace an opportunity to talk.